And so we will dive straight into the business of the day, which is the migration update. Even though the director for administration is not in yet in the chat room, but I will try to do justice to a few concerns that were raised by some of the community members, especially when it has to do with the migration process and also the security features. Today, we are going to deal with the security features of the Incredible Exchange and also what it entails, and also look at the progress made thus far in the migration process, recognize some of the lapses, and also try to see how we can fast track or speed up the process. And so this is the reason why we are meeting consecutively every Friday. If possible, by next year, if we are not able to open the exchange until January, we may have to hold these meetings twice every week. Yes, because we want to see that exchange come open for us to begin to trade. And so, uh, quite a few number are migrating from Nigeria, but I discovered something going on. We have some people paying for their migration but not migrating. If you paid for your migration and you have not yet migrated, you are not counted yet. Let me make that very straightforward. If you pay for your migration and yet to migrate, the system will not recognize you yet until you follow the migration process. And so that is one of the things that I want to, make straight and also spell out this evening, because we have a lot of people who made their payment from Nigeria and they are yet to do their migration process. Yes. And so if you have made your payment of 0.02 BNB, do try as much as possible to sign up and create your wallet on the exchange so that the system will capture you and also identify you. In that way, the numbers are adding up, not just going to your POS or going to the bank or doing your transfer and then you send your proof of payment to the ambassador and then you keep quiet. No, the numbers will not increase that way. Your payment will reflect there in the fiat received payment, but you are not yet recognized in the exchange because you have not signed up a wallet account. And so let us take note of that. Then, secondly, the director of administration is house. But let me just highlight some of these key things before I bring him into the floor of the meeting in order for him to proceed. Now, we have a lot of people complaining about the security measures of the Incredible World Coin, whether or not to disable some security features. And so uh, there will be no disablement. No one can disable the security features of the Incredible Exchange. And so, coming to that aspect, we will be having our developer live on either between the 27th or the 28th, which is either Tuesday or Wednesday, but I am still going to find out the exact date between now till Monday or Tuesday. He will be with us in the meeting, perhaps with some other professionals in the field of blockchain to address us in the African community. And so, first, what you will need to understand is that whenever you are trading or signing up on any crypto exchange, these security features, be it Binance, be it KuCoin, be it Coinbase, whatever exchange you are signing up, These exchanges comes with security measures, complex security measures that will make it impossible for anybody to hack into your asset. And so one of these security measures is first email authentication. We have your mobile authentication, and we have the Google 2FA authentication. Most of us who are in the incredible world coin, who never had any experience or any knowledge about cryptocurrency before, these count yourself a blessing, because most of these things that I'm talking about, we are going to be dealing with those issues here in order to open up our eyes to the reality of this technology. Why? Because we have a lot of people who do not understand their left from their right when it comes to the issue of setting up your incredible wallet, and also getting it connected with your 2FA and what have you. And so I try as much as possible to do justice to that by demonstrating on a screen record video on how you can go about doing that. It's very easy. And so whether you have the 2FA connected previously when you are signing up, or you just sign up and submitted your details, if you are not conversant or do not understand how to connect your 2FA, just sign up on the exchange without connecting that to FA before you made payment. Or if you are making payment, just ensure that you are signed up, so that the system, once you sign up and you have your account, as long as your email is verified, the system is going to recognize you. As long as your email, you go to back to your email during sign up and you click the verify button, the system is going to recognize you and the exchange will pick you up and add you to the number. And so you can enable your 2FA and set up your profile thereafter if you decide to. And those of us who have made payment, especially from Nigeria, we have people making payment via the POS medium. And then yes, when you send your proof of payment, please ensure that you snap the entire slip, because what we do follow is the serial number. The reference number to that transaction will be compared to the payment that was made on behalf of each individual via the fiat system. And so make sure you snap that very slip very well. And also, we have some people using one slip of the POS payment to send a message to the admin, because your name is not written on that slip. And so you think you can just forward multiple details to the admin using a single slip. Now, for instance, let's assume Mr. Imazaki paid 5,000 via a POS. Of course, the POS will not pick Mr. Imazaki's name in order to identify him. So Imazaki now goes ahead to send a verification or a migration details to the admin 2 or 3 times with different people using the same details. And so, those of you who already have done that, I want to let you know that your account will be suspended, because that is fraudulent. And so, we don't want to begin to experience people complaining how that their accounts are suspended, people complaining how that they cannot log into their account. Do not engage into that fraudulent act. Of course, we need numbers to migrate, but do not use a single slip or one POS payment to verify 2 or 3 individuals by sending that same slip to the admin. Of course, you forgot that there is a reference number to that payment. And so that payment cannot stand for five or two or three persons. It's for a single individual. And so that money you are paying will be accounted for, because that slip, according to each slip, the individual is migrated based on the 0.02 BNB that will be purchased in order to pay for that person's migration fees. And so we wouldn't want to begin to entertain that, especially from Nigeria. And so when I saw that coming, it was so unpleasant. And so I want to warn individuals who are doing that. If you are indulged into doing that, definitely your account will be suspended. And as long as that payment is made, once your payment is made, the during the bulk migration, a statement of account will be printed in order to confirm all those transactions according to the slip, according to the dates that those payments were made, before you can finally have your coins reflected, because you have to be migrated and your data has to move from the ICO into the exchange. And so let us be very, very careful in doing that. And so we are going to have more complaints when the exchange come opens, because a lot of people will jump into doing what they don't know how to do. Why? Because they are in a rush. And so let us be very careful in the way we deal with issues. And so that is that for today. And so we'll be having our developer and other blockchain experts coming on our forum, like I told us, either on Tuesday or Wednesday of next week, before we cross over and then coming with other more updates for us. As for the humanitarians that we have from Nigeria, I think the only humanitarians that are a bit moving the entire migration process are humanitarians from Kaduna State and one single humanitarian from Adamawa State, which is the Reverend Dr. Bishop Japhet Tomwaso is the only humanitarian from the state of Yola that has migrated a couple of numbers of persons. We have about 5 to 6 humanitarians from that location, but he is the only one so far that has migrated at least a good number of individuals. And also we have our chief from Kaduna State. Uh, we have from I think the ambassador will give us an update to that effect. And so with a few individuals from southern Kaduna State who have just migrated, apart from those individuals, we don't have more people migrating. We don't have people coming in. We have individuals more from Kaduna State and some of our leaders who have already migrated, but we have majority out of 100%. We have not even done 15% in Nigeria. And so all of us are looking at seeing the exchange come open. And so out of 100% in Ghana, I think anyway, I will not be fast to give that update, but the director for administration will give us that update and also tell us how far we have come. And so we need to speed up the migration process. We need to speed up the migration process in order to uh, make this exchange come open. We want this exchange to open as soon as possible. So everything now lies in our hands. If all humanitarians are making effort like that of our father here in the house, who is always consistent, I'm talking about Reverend Dr. Bishop Jaffet and also our daddy here, Joshua from Kaduna State. These are the only two humanitarians from Nigeria so far that have migrated. A few, at least a couple of individuals, but other humanitarians are still yet to begin the migration. Maybe they are waiting for us to have the Christmas celebration gone out and the New Year before they can begin migrating their people. But I can assure you, if those individuals were migrating their people just like these two people I mentioned, by now we have gone far. We would have gone far in our numbers. Yes, because Nigeria has close to 150 to 200,000 users in IWC, only Nigeria. And so when you look at that number, Nigeria alone is capable of giving us the 55,000 users that we require, and then we take over the exchange. But not too many humanitarians are actually migrating right now, only these people that I mentioned. And so we would want to go straight into the update before I begin to take questions. Like I promised, is going to be an interactive session. We are going to discuss together and find a lasting solution to how we all can push this migration process, uh, to fast track the process in order for this exchange to come open. Everybody wants to withdraw. Right now, the delay, we are the ones now that are holding this exchange from coming open. Why? Because the exchange cannot open with 1,000 users. Neither will the exchange open with 3,000 users. An exchange normally opens with millions of users, like it was stated even before the migration by the developer. And so 55,000 users from the entire Africa, if we all can unite, come together in unity of purpose, we can achieve that in 7 days. But a lot of people are not cooperating. And so this is the major reason why we are still battling with the issue of people migrating into the exchange so they can withdraw their money and also be able to have the exchange come open for us to begin trading. And so at this junction, I will recognize the presence of all our leaders, all our humanitarians, and also we will go into the interactive session shortly after the update from the Director of Administration. So, for the benefit of those who are just joining, please tell others and let those who you are going to tell other people that come next week before we cross over into the new year. We will be having our developer coming to our African forum again between Tuesday and Wednesday. I'm going to do the announcement on our forum before then, at least 24 hours to that time. I will send a notification on the chat room on the forum. And so let us all invite and come in the meeting in our numbers so that we can all pay attention to whatever it is, any kind of information that is for us come next week. And so at this junction, I would like to invite the Director for Administration, Dr. Richard B. Telewayan Jr. He's a young doctor. He just got his doctorate degree. And so you are welcome, sir. Come into the forum as the floor now is turned over to you.
Um, Good evening to the house, and it is with great joy to be here in the midst of incredible people. Someone say incredible millionaires. As regards to the updates so far, I think our honorable director has said almost everything. But the truth of the entire matter is that we are lacking behind. Africa is lacking behind, and especially with Nigeria, Namibia, Ghana is doing a little bit well. Liberia too is a little bit behind. Sierra Leone too as well. In fact, Africa as a whole is lacking behind through this whole migration process. And the thing is that the issue frustrates me a lot. Why? Because a lot of those who are very eager, a lot of us who are very, very eager to withdraw are all Africans. But now that we have the ball in our court to play, that is to do our migration and prepare ourselves for withdrawals, we are now lacking behind. And trust me, in as much as your migration is not done, you will only sit on the fence and watch others withdraw and do whatever they want to do and trade in the exchange. So I'll just like to motivate us. The results are too frustrating, so that's why I really don't want to read the results out. But trust me, we are lacking behind. And if we should continue this kind of attitude, I don't believe Africa will be trading anytime soon. So we have to work very hard. We did extremely well during the ICO. We did extremely well. Our humanitarians really worked, and they brought a lot of people to the platform. But now that it's time to migrate, it's time that those who receive their gifts make a commitment for their own good, for their own benefits. But now we are not seeing these people stepping out to the occasion or praising or saying it's like an appreciation, right? Telling the humanitarians, thank you for what you've done, you know. So we need to all work, like my boss said, right? Everyone needs to tell everyone. We all need to become ambassadors of RWC this time around. Why are we doing this? Let me say we are all doing it because we want to withdraw. See me, my investment has stayed long, 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 long. In fact, more than 2, 3 years now. Since before we even started ICO, we have been investing in RWC before the ICO came up. So you can imagine that I want to start withdrawing now. That's the reason why I don't sit down. I'm on my feet every single day as an humanitarian also. I move out to my constituents and talk to them. Those who I'm capable of helping, I help them. The ones that I'm not capable of doing, I tell them to do it. I will have to push them, you see. So all of us need to work hard. Kudos to our Honorable Archbishop Baba Japhet. Thank you for the work so far. Mm. From the records I see from our humanitarians so far in Africa, you are the one who is working. And the another fellow from Kaduna State, Joshua, right? Thank you so very much for the hard work. And this time around, people will be rewarded for their works. They will be rewarded for their works. See, this is no time to sleep. If I don't withdraw my money, if I don't start making money by next year, January, I will start to hold every one of you responsible. You are the one delaying my chopping. You are deliberately delaying others. Why? Because if we do not meet the benchmark, for sure we are certain that our trades will not be open anytime soon. But if we all work together sincerely to achieve the benchmark, we will all be rejoicing very, very soon. So this is time that I encourage every one of us, right? Let us move out. Consider yourself an ambassador in IWC. Consider yourself a messenger of financial freedom. Let us all stand together. We are in this together, and we must all win together. So that's just what it is. It's just a little motivation for my office. And I'd like to say thank you and turn the floor over to my boss.
All right. Thank you so much for making it as brief as possible. Like I promised us today, it is not going to be as usual 2 or 3 hours or even 1 hour 30 minutes. At most 40 minutes, this meeting should be over. And so, very quickly before we proceed, please ensure that you do not miss the meeting for next week. Whereas, because the developer also is going to give us some serious information that and what we need to know. Of course, each and every one of us, if you are watching the news, you will understand very well that blockchain technology is taking over beginning from next year. The global financial economy is crashing down, and so all hopes looked towards digitization. We can see how our fiat system is shaking all around the world. Inflation, climate change, and a lot of things eating up the entire economy globally. And so, what is going to be the alternate financial solution for the entire global economy, especially from us in Africa? We have been saying this beginning from the ICO period up till this moment, but many people are carried away. You will begin to see the reality by next year. And so we have seen central banks coming up with hazard policies that are very, very, very dangerous to the ordinary people. And so those of us who are already coming into the exchange, you are locating your safe haven. Why? Because it will come, or there will come a time where, like I promise us, or like we have been told, you are going to spend your IWC anywhere. You don't have to change it very soon. And these are some of the initiatives that are coming up. You can buy goods with your IWC without having to convert it even to your local currency before you can be able to purchase. And so that is the kind of technology and also the kind of development that is going on right now. And so we need this exchange to come open so that we will not just only convert our coins to our local currency to withdraw directly into our banks, but also let us begin to engage by seeing how this particular coin will do tremendously in the crypto market. Products are coming wherein you can buy products directly and pay with your IWC. There are a lot of things that are going to happen today. We have seen people paying for products and services, even buying airtime with Binance. You can buy airtime with BNB. Yes, you can recharge your phone directly from Binance. You can pay for goods and services with Binance, including Bitcoin, even Ethereum. And so the entire Web3 blockchain infrastructure is going into global utilization. wherein as long as you have your cryptocurrency, you can go to anywhere and spend it. You don't even need to convert it to any local currency before it can be spent. Once it is launched in the blockchain, and please, I would like you to mute your mics. Do not unmute your mics until you are given an opportunity to do so. We don't want to have uh, 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 we don't want to have people causing distractions in this meeting. And so these are some of the important aspects of the incredible world coin that each and every one of us needs to know. And so let us all take this serious and be able to have the entire concept digested in us as the developer is coming to share some of the important informations about blockchain technology, especially our blockchain that is going to be launched by next year. And so we have a lot of things going on, and so let us all do our best. Those of us who have already migrated, congratulations. Congratulations for following the instruction. And I can assure you that you are part of the first beneficiaries when it comes to Incredible World Coin. As soon as this comes open, nothing will stop you from trading nor withdrawing from your Incredible World Coin wallet. And so we have a lot to educate each and everyone who is part of this community. But let us learn to follow instructions and also indulge or engage ourselves in learning more about blockchain. Watch the news, look at what is happening around the world. It will encourage you to migrate so that we can create our own economy and leave the fiat system. That is what blockchain technology is all about, giving you independence. In some countries, there are restrictions now coming on board by central banks of our various countries. Like for Nigeria, there are some limitations coming in into the banking system by next year. As it was stated on in the news that you may only have access to 20,000 naira. So I can imagine what 20,000 naira can do for someone who is a business owner. You can imagine withdrawing 1,000 Liberian dollars, or you can imagine being limited to withdrawing only 10,000 leons in your country in a month. What can that money do for you as an individual or as a family member? Or maybe you are restricted to withdrawing only 500 CDs, or maybe 3,000 cephas. What can that do for you as an individual for a month? And so the earlier we begin to look at the future and see what it has for us, the better for everyone. And so coming to our questions on the comment section, all right. If you have any contribution before I go into the recognition aspect, you can raise your hand if you have any question, or maybe only questions. If you have a question, you can raise up your hands. If you don't have, if yours is not a question, is a contribution, I will give you an opportunity to speak. I'm coming to the contribution aspect. So I will begin with those who have questions. You have a question, you can put up your hands on the app. If you don't have a question, don't raise up your hand. If it's a contribution, I'll come back to contributions. On my comment section, it says, "Good evening, everyone. Good evening." And so Udoka Favor is saying, "I do not understand the word 2FA." Okay, the word 2FA means two-factor authenticator. The F there is factor, the A there is authenticator, and the two there is representing the security features that can be connected between the 2FA app and also your app. That is what makes it 2FA. So two security measures coming together to work or to blend. And so that is the definition of the word 2FA. Like we have the Google Authenticator. If you bring the Google Authenticator together with the Incredible Exchange wallet in order to connect this both to work for you as a security measure, it becomes a 2FA. I believe that is understood. And so, yes, that is the answer to your question. And so, I will first of all begin with okay, we have Marvin also coming in. He says, please, can the humanitarians invite their people to join in next week's meeting so they can also see for themselves? Well, we are inviting everyone. We are not just limiting this invitation to the humanitarians. And so everyone can join, and we encourage the humanitarians to also bring their people on board. Thank you so much for that, Marvin. Yes, we encourage every humanitarian to invite their people to come on board by next week so that we can have that meeting massively. And so I would like to begin with let me look at the hands that are up so that we can very quickly answer those questions. Okay, I will start with Mr. Okay, Pastor Enachuru from Nigeria. You can unmute your mic very quickly, just 2 minutes.
All right, good evening, House.
Good
Please,
evening.
my question is IWC Africa and IWC Asia, IWC Europe, are they one or they are segmented? Thank you. This is my question.
All right. Thank you very much. IWC Europe, IWC Asia, Africa, they are all one. But the only thing that divides is the continents. People are coming from different continents, and also those continents have a leadership structure, just like we have in Africa. All right. And so it is the same IWC. That is why by the time the Incredible World Coin Exchange comes open, you will see wonders, because this is a global financial platform where people are trading from all over the world. Perhaps in Asia, maybe the day is breaking over there now, and we are about to go to sleep. And so it's going to be a 24 hours trading activities from all around the world. And so that is it, Mr. Enachuru. Thank you very much for that beautiful question. And now I will proceed to Mr. Agana Musa from Nigeria. Yes, you can unmute your mic very quickly. Mr. Musa Agana, you can unmute your mic if you can hear me. Otherwise, I will go straight to the next person. All right. I don't think Mr. Agana can hear me. Okay, I'll proceed to one of my leaders from Nigeria, Mr. God's Power. You can unmute your mic very quickly and come in, sir. You are welcome. Mr. God's Power, you can unmute your mic if you can hear me. We are having some serious network connectivity challenge. It looks like it's from all over Africa. Because sometimes you will think Liberia is worst, or even Ivory Coast. But when you go to other regions, it's coming on and off. So, Mr. God's Power cannot hear me. Okay, Mr. Agana Musa also is not coming on. And so, if I mention your name and you are not muting on your mic, I will have to lower your hands and pick another person. And so that takes us, okay, Mr. Raymond Ezekiel, you can unmute your mic very quickly. I think I'm beginning to have more hands. I have about, Yes, Mr. Raymond.
Good evening, my
Good
fellow
evening.
incredible
You're
wealth
welcome, sir.
millionaires.
Yes.
Good evening, sir, and good evening all. Thank you, sir. I asked last Friday. I asked a question, and you said that question will be directed to the humanitarians. It's like the humanitarians will have a meeting, and that question you said you'll not be able to answer it until you meet with the humanitarians. I don't know if that question has been addressed. I don't
Okay.
know if I can repeat the question again.
Okay,
Should I go ahead?
we'll be having a humanitarian meeting come Sunday on the humanitarian forum. And so you can present that. I will send the
I
schedule.
hope you.
I remember your question very clearly, Mr. Raymond.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes,
Thank you, sir.
yes. All right, you are welcome. So you can lower your hands now and also mute your mic
Okay.
back. Uh, Thank you so much. That takes us to Mr. Mohammed. Mr. Mohammed Ibrahim, you can unmute your mic. Mr. Mohammed Ibrahim from Nigeria. Mohammed Ibrahim, can you hear me? Unmute your mic very quickly. If you cannot hear me, then I will proceed to the next person. Okay, Mohammed cannot hear me. I will now proceed to Mr. Mohammed again, J Sensei from Sierra Leone. Yes, unmute your mic, Mr. Mohammed from Sierra Leone, uh, and come in with your question. Mr. Mohammed J. Sensei from Sierra Leone, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Good evening.
Yes, yes, come in very
Hello
quick.
to this group.
Yes.
Okay. Um, yes, sir. Just follow up on my issues, which I made to you last time, pertaining our issues. You make
Yes.
that you will make a follow up, and then you give me an update. But it has been a while, so I don't know how far it has been.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Mohammed. The last time I told you that that matter was under investigation. And so currently I was communicating with Bishop. I communicated with Bishop Alexander Freeman, and like I told you, we are investigating that matter thoroughly. And so I gave you an instruction, but you failed to fulfill that instruction. I told you to send me the names of the 200 persons that made payment directly to Bishop Freeman, confirming that those individuals have made payment and how much was paid, so that will help us to come up with facts that these individual and these other individual made payment to Bishop and also did not receive their coins. But in that direction, I have spoken to the bishop. Okay, the director for administration is raising up his hand. Yes, you can come in, sir, very quickly.
Okay, with regards to the issue from Sierra Leone, you know, the time he's talking about, that was the time with the RCO did not even start during that time.
Okay.
I think was it our first trip to Sierra Leone, something like that.
Okay.
No, I was in Sierra Leone at the time, but by then I think you were somewhere were you in Africa Coast by then? Something like that.
Yes, yes.
And that issue, all those who paid, the first thing we started, the entire thing was dissolved. The
Okay.
first thing was dissolved, and all those who paid, I'm a witness to some of them. They all received their money back, except for very few. For very, very few. Maybe Mohammed Sensi is among the few that did not get their money back. A lot of them requested for their money, and we did not have any business with anyone from Sierra Leone. Since then, we have had no business with any of them, especially from Bo, not from Sierra Leone, but from Bo.
From Bo
We did
City,
not have
yes.
any, yeah, from Bo City. We did not have any business with anyone from Bo City, except from those from Freetown and other places in Sierra Leone. So I think if he did not get his money back, there should be a way that we can discuss it to get, because all of them, if not all of them, but the majority of them that I witnessed personally got their monies back. So that's why you see a lot of them will never raise any issue with they don't have their coins, unless for the very few that I don't know whether they got their money back or not. So that's the issue with Sierra Leone. It is
Okay.
not that we owe any Sierra Leonean any coin. We do
Okay.
not owe any Sierra Leonean any coin. But that was the sticker issue from the very early beginning.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for that clarity. To add up to what the Director for Administration just reiterated, I spoke with Bishop Alexander today. And so, first, Mohammed, if you can hear me, do you know anybody, Prince, from Bow City? You can unmute your mic.
Yes, sir, I do.
You know Prince.
I don't know him.
Do you know Prince?
Yes,
Did
I
you
do.
make payment to Prince or you made payment directly to the bishop?
I pay payment in Bishop's account at the bank. I have the
Oh,
slip. I have all document to prove that I made payment on the bank.
all right.
It is crystal clear.
Okay. Okay. In that regard, the other fellow 200 that means 190 persons with you making 200 persons. I want you to submit the entire listing of those individuals between now and tomorrow. At least I need those details in the next 24 hours so that you don't have to bring this issue again. Let us be able to address that once and for all. But I have begun, investigating by finding out a few detailed information about that. Bow City, we have a lot of issues in Bow. Blockchain or crypto is entirely new in Africa, especially when it comes to our people. So we are not. That is why you see we are not. We don't have more subscribers from Bow City, but we have more subscribers in Freetown. We have people in Waterloo. We have people in other places like Kenema and other parts of Sierra Leone. But notwithstanding, by next year, we will make a trip to Bo so that we can address and also give other people the opportunity, but then they will buy the coins that this time around on the exchange. We will go there when the trading commence so that they will see for themselves, and the opportunity that was turned down in Bo City, they will buy it this time around more expensively. Not only in Sierra Leone, but we have other places, even in Liberia, who turned down that opportunity. But so they are going to buy the coins very expensively because everybody now wants IWC. When we started during the ICO, we have been making a hell lot of noise concerning IWC. Many people turn that opportunity down. And so when the exchange come open, we will be back in Sierra Leone and so many other African countries, including Guinea, Mali, and other places, so that they can buy the coin very expensively. Yes, Director, you can come back in. You are raising up your hand.
Yeah. This issue should not be discussed in our chat room here. Let Mohammed, who is the mouthpiece for those who he's advocating for, let him create a chat room. Add Bishop and add us, and we will handle it from that end. He should not bring this issue here. This is
All
a
right.
totally different issue. So let's just leave that. Mohammed, if you can hear me, create a chat room. Add those 200 or 2,000 people that you're talking about. Add Bishop, or I will add Bishop. Add me and add Philemon. Then we'll discuss it from there.
Thank you so much. And so, very quickly now, we proceed to Mr. God's Power. Yes, Mr. God's Power, come in very quickly. I gave you the opportunity to speak the last time, but you did not. I'm going to go into recognizing our leaders after the three persons who are raising up their hands. Then we will close the question section. Mr. God's Power, are you there? Okay, Mr. God's Power is not there. Please, if I mention your name and you are unable to come in, I'm not going to call you any longer.
Can hear
So,
you very well. I don't know if you can hear me.
all right, yes, I can hear you. Come in very quickly.
Okay, can you hear me still now?
Yes, yes, we can hear you very loud and clear.
Okay, okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much, Mr. Incredible, sir, for the privilege to be part of this opportunity.
Yes.
I just want to ask, since the honorable director himself, doctor who just spoke, is in the house, I believe other members of the house will be interested to know the progress we are making in terms of the number of people that are migrating in the exchange, so that we will know if we are making progress. I want to believe that making the exchange functional has to do with numbers.
Yes.
I am in my own end here trying to see what I can do to contribute my own quota.
Mm.
So I would be interested, and I believe other members of the house too will be interested to know how many people have made a move to migrate into the exchange. That is just that, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Very, very much.
Uh, in response to that, I think he made a commentary statement on that, but let me just re-echo what he said concerning the numbers. Um, I started by explaining that we have individuals from Nigeria who are making payments but have not migrated. We have a couple of people who have paid their migration fees. It is just beyond you paying your migration fees and then you go back and sit down. It will not migrate you abstract. You will have to migrate. And so let us migrate, let us get everyone who has paid to migrate. By next week, before the developer comments, he will still give us the figures. As it stands right now from Nigeria, I think we have Nigeria alone right now. I think we have about six to close to 1,000 migrants, but we are not up to 1,000 in Nigeria. From the report gathered by the ambassador, even though I'm going to give him an opportunity to speak because he has all the payment proofs also. But if we are not up to 1,000, or even we are up to 1,000, but the migration process is coming in very slow. And for Liberia and other countries, that the other time I think Liberia was at 500 or so, and also the only country that has a bit higher numbers were from Ivory Coast, which amount to about 1,000. And so by next week, let us wait for all those who have paid to migrate in so that we can get the actual number from these countries. And so that in our next meeting, we will come up with the figures. We want to first of all migrate the first 3,000. We have not yet complete the first phase of the 3,000 migrants in order to migrate them in bulk. And so we are still struggling. That is why we are encouraging everyone. One person cannot migrate 3,000. And so when we all come together, when we cooperate, we can migrate more than 1,000 persons daily. I know what I am saying, especially even from Nigeria alone, we can open that exchange. I keep telling people and I keep boasting about Nigeria, even in our executive meetings. Why? Because I know that we have numbers from Nigeria. So without Liberia, without Ivory Coast, without Ghana, without any country, Nigeria alone can open that exchange. But the only problem here is that we are not cooperating to do the migration. That is the only problem I am seeing. And so I am encouraging all those who made payment. Ensure you create your wallet and try as much as possible to migrate. And so I know we have people like that. I received that report from the ambassador that we have people who have paid but still yet to migrate. And so if you have not yet created your wallet, you cannot be counted in the system. And so that will be bringing us backward. As soon as payment is made, do your migration so that the system can capture you so we can have the numbers coming in and also running up. And so that is that. Um, Mr. Coley, you can come in very quickly from Liberia. I'll be left with only two persons.
Thank you. Good evening. Am I
Yes,
heard?
yes, you are loud and clear, sir. You are loud and clear.
Thank you. Good evening to everyone.
Good
It's
evening, sir.
nice being here. Um, Two concerns, please.
Yes,
With regards to the subdivision of IWC registration,
yes,
uh, if my memory serves me right or serves me right, we told that between 50 to 55,000 migrants open the exchange.
yes.
Does that mean, does that include uh, the regional participants or just from Africa? That is, the 55,000, are they from Asia, Europe, including Africa, or just from Africa?
Just from
One.
Africa. We have other continents who
Oh,
are also doing what we are doing.
so that means it, if Africa does not reach the benchmark, either way, see if the exchange open, we will not be partaker of that. You're saying until our numbers reach.
Okay, if the director of administration is around, you can respond to that question.
Number two,
Yes.
to the question. Number two, um, what I would advise
Hmm.
if the migration process is a little bit lingered because of the in, uh, information dissemination. Why don't you uh, have a zonal or regional meeting with your zonal heads and encourage those the same methods you use to spread the word during the ICO
Hmm.
to have people the listing you have those listings already. Why don't you send individual messages to those numbers on WhatsApp or text messages in those various localities to remind them? Because sometimes the people, many of them may not know. Many of them may
Yes.
not know.
Yes.
So, like you take text message. Take for example, we have in Liberia, we have regional coordinators in Liberia. It would not cost much to send text message to each of those numbers in the Excel spreadsheet, saying, "Please be reminded, we are waiting for you to get to the migration. Here is the migration link." And that same strategy could be applied to Ivory Coast or Nigeria in those various zones. It's just a piece of advice. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Like I said from the beginning, we are actually, like myself, what I'm actually doing now, especially people from Nigeria and Ivory Coast. As a matter of fact, I'm almost done with the Ivory Coast community and also interfacing with the individuals there. That is why the momentum and the force is coming out more from that side. And so I will soon be in Nigeria, wherein we are going to interface with the entire humanitarians. And also, it will soon come to Nigeria where we are going to set up these physical meetings. Right now is festivity period because at the moment, you will not get anybody's attention right now because of the Christmas season. And so I will communicate via the ambassador. We can organize meetings to be able to kick off that awareness by encouraging the entire humanitarian recipients and whoever is concerned. We are going to do a lot more in terms of creating that awareness. And so that is a nice suggestion. Thank you very much, sir. And also regards to the 55,000. Now, I have started by making it very clear from the beginning. We have Binance. Binance, for example, is divided into so many different regions. We have Binance UK, we have Binance Nigeria, even we have Binance Ivory Coast, we have Binance in so many regions. And so right now, the Incredible Wealth coin threshold given to each continent is that you are to bring 55,000 users instead of telling us to bring 1 million users each from each continent in order for the exchange to open. Because I'm going to still throw this question to the developer during our meeting. And so right now, instead of giving us that task, because the more people we have in the exchange, the higher the value of the coin and also the higher the trading volume on a daily basis, every minute, every second, every hour, every day. And so that is what is required for our coin to get to $1,000. So if we have 55,000 Asia, 55,000 in Europe, 55,000 Eastern India and other parts of the world, boom, in one day, one IWC can go up to 500, 1,000 based on the trading volume. And so instead of bringing a million from each continent or from each location, we are requested to migrate 55,000 users, which is very fair enough for the entire Incredible World Coin community. And so it is not as if it is difficult for us to produce that number, but we have so many people who are not aware, or rather, we have people who are not paying attention to this migration process. And so we are going to do that by creating awareness, by also interfacing with all the leadership concerned so that we can have the migration speed up. Thank you very much for that concern and also for that contribution. I have Udoka Favor very quickly, 2 minutes. You can put your mic and come in very
Hello,
quickly.
hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening. You are welcome.
Okay, thank you. Um, Although I'm not among the humanitarian, but I want to make some suggestion.
All right.
Suggestion.
Yes.
Number one, I believe that so many people that are involved in this humanitarian, those people that they bought those coins for, some of them are not aware of this. And again, it's just like someone going to meet somebody and say, I bought something for you. They are migrating. Can you pay 5,000? The person will be looking at you somehow. I don't know if you understand. Because I believe that if this was explained to some of them, they won't involve themselves into this. Because they will understand that later they will still go and meet these people to pay for the MB. So for me, I'm just trying to suggest or advise, if during the time of you people meeting, if there is a way that you people can help them, because let's say that 5,000 into 200 is about 1 million. So if the person, maybe because some of people that involve themselves into this humanitarian is because of the gain they will gain from it.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe because of that is why they involve themselves. But now it has come in the time of you need to pay something to get what you need. Some of them are finding it very difficult. That is the truth. So if there is a way, because they have made a mistake, they have made a mistake. For so many of them who do it because of their own gain, I'm talking about. If there is a way that you people can help them during the meeting to cut down their own payments, I believe it will help them, because some of them will be thinking how they only them can afford that, because in Nigeria they believe that it is very difficult for people to believe this kind of thing, except we that have been inside and that have seen you face to face, that have the courage to continue. But when you come to somebody who didn't know about it and you are telling the person, you involved in something, they even tell the person that the person is a 419, they will not even believe. And you will see that everything is hanging on the person's neck. Each time I normally talk, hello? Sorry.
Yes, yes, I can hear you. So try to summarize so we have other
Okay, I'm
hands.
sorry. So what I'm trying to say is that you people should
Yes.
find a way to
All
help
right.
them.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Udoka. There is one thing that I would like to establish in terms of this entire migration process. The 0.02 BNB that you are paying is not coming to IWC. We have made this over and over again. If you are a crypto inclined individual, try to do a transaction either on Binance or on Trust Wallet or on MetaMask or on any other crypto platform. You will discover that there are charges that will be required for you to pay on each transaction because that money goes as gas fee to the blockchain. I gave us an example of the transaction we make or do in our local banks. When you go to deposit money in your bank, there are charges that you pay. When you go to withdraw money in your bank, there are charges that you pay. When you make any transfer, you pay stamp duty. When any transaction is carried out, as long as financial transaction is concerned, you pay charges. And so this 0.02 BNB that you are paying is not coming to IWC. It's going to migrate your coins or move your coins. The process of moving your coins into the exchange is what the 0.02 BNB is required. So I gave an instance of someone planting a vineyard or a farm. Just a very brief example that I want to give, or so that most of us will really understand what I am talking about. When you plant your crops in the farm, I'm trying to give us a typical scenario of this migration stuff. You plant in your farm, it grows up, and you harvest. You don't sell it in the farm. You have to bring it back home and take it to the market. And all of that is a process. And so if your local bank transactions that you do, you pay charges on each. Is it migrating into the exchange to enable you withdraw your coins now that is becoming a problem? And so that is going to keep us from participating in these transactions. And so if there is a way that we could have maneuvered the entire whole thing, don't you think that myself too, I want to trade? I am eager to trade on the incredible exchange more than most of you here because we began this journey since the year 2020 coming to 2021. Now we are in 2022. So I am eager to withdraw more than anyone. And so the fact
Yes,
remains that the entire money that you are paying to migrate you is not coming to IWC, is going to Binance blockchain in moving your data. So if there is any way,
yes, sir. Yes,
Hello?
Okay, I understand where you are going. I understand. Me, I have paid my own. I'm not even in the
I
humanitarian,
understand
but
you
I'm telling you that
perfectly.
this, I find that. Mm,
I understand you
okay.
perfectly. You are trying to bring a suggestion. If there is any way, okay. I think we have one of the humanitarians raising up his hands. Our daddy from the Adamawa state. You can unmute yourself, sir, and come in very quickly. I think he is the only person that has migrated close to 100 or even more persons. Yes, you are welcome, sir.
Thank you very much, Charles. I want to sincerely appreciate your tremendous effort in seeing that we forge ahead. Like you rightly pointed out, personally, I have a lot of projects unattended to that are attached to this coin. And
Certainly.
that is why I'm very proactive to
Yes.
be up and doing. One thing actually that is happening around here is trying to woo people's confidence because a lot of things have happened. Much waters have gone under the bridge from their nasty experiences of either feeling one form or the other in trying to look for grant, and things have not come up well as
Mm.
anticipated. So even when this coin came up, they are doing it along the same line. And that is why even when we started the KYC, we were charging just 500 naira to buy data to do the KYC. Most of them declined. Now,
Mm.
so when somebody who was not able to produce naira to pay for KYC, when it came to the 5,000 now, it became a very hard and difficult request.
Mm.
So one thing I have covered is that most of them don't have trust and confidence in the coin. But supposing if we're able to hit the 55,000 benchmark and people started, withdrawing their money, I'm assuring you that anybody can rush and pay anything in order to make sure that they become part of the IWC. Now, what has really helped us as helped me as a humanitarian is the fact that I was able to quickly key into the suggestion that has been made. That is the need to bring sponsors, people who will be able to pay the 5,000 naira for other
Yes.
people so that they can share into the 50% of the 100 coins each person has.
Mm.
So that motivates them. A lot of people have been coming.
Okay.
And if we are able to build confidence with some of these well-to-do relations or friends, and we assure them that actually this is the dividends that are coming out of it, they'll try to actually invest by paying the 5,000 for the subscribers. So what I'm suggesting is that let's be proactive, let's be aggressive, let's build confidence in people, let them know that something good is actually coming and that their effort will be rewarded. And when we do that, the greater individual, when we allow individuals to be able to migrate in Africa here, more especially in Nigeria, will not be able to get the number so desired in good time. But when we get people to sponsor the migration with the expectation that they will share into the 50% of the 100 coins each person has, we discover that we get a lot of people. That was what this is what is helping us here. So I want to encourage other humanitarians who are in the house and are hearing us. Let's try to raise sponsors. There are people with millions who can sponsor other people. When they know the benefits, I know they will actually hasten to come up and be part of what is happening. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much for that outstanding contribution. Yes, the last time we came up with such suggestions and he put it quickly into practice. And I can assure you, it's like the entire migration from Nigeria is coming from Adamawa State only and from part of Kaduna State. Yes, he has been very proactive. And then we have some of our chiefs who are also from Yola who have sponsored a lot of people but most of those people receive those coins unaware. But we are very soon. I will interface with the people from Yola, and then we will meet up with the 55,000 in no time. I can assure each and every one of us that, as far as Nigeria is concerned, by the time we begin interfacing with individuals and also trying to build up momentum in the community, in no time we are going to get the 55,000 users. And so, just like what he said, it was discussed during the humanitarian forum, and so we I don't know if the ambassador okay, I have the last person before we proceed. After this person, I may not give an opportunity to another person until I recognize you. Oh, you want to come in again, sir? Okay. And so Mohammed Ibrahim from Kaduna State, you can unmute your mic very quickly, sir. Mohammed Ibrahim from Kaduna State, Nigeria.
Yes, I'm just
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. Mohammed Ibrahim, you are raising up your hands, but you are not coming on. And so I will have to proceed now to the ambassador from Nigeria. Mr. Emmanuel Hussein Nizaki, if you can hear me, unmute your mic quickly and give us an update.
Uh, my able president and the whole entire members and executive of IWC, thank you this evening for this opportunity to speak. And I really want to thank my people in Nigeria. I've been going up and down trying to make sure that at least we upgrade a lot of people or migrate a lot of people. Just like what you said, at least between Kaduna and Yola, we have Baba. In Yola, we have Baba in Kaduna that have been trying very hard to make sure they migrate most of the humanitarian. And we have some of the joint humanitarian that we are trying to get people. I'm talking to a lot of people to see if they can come. So by now, we're beginning to get people that at least are migrating 2, 3, 4 people from some of those humanitarian. The only problem now, they just go and pay their money without migrating. So I'm working to see how we can migrate those people. And for some of the humanitarian, like the one in Abuja, we had a meeting with him yesterday or so. He promised to see how he can migrate his own people. At least I was waiting for him to give me an update today, but he didn't call me. Probably I'm going to talk with him tomorrow. And I just want to ask if just like the way somebody has suggested earlier, if we can actually go around to talk to people the way we talked to people during the ICO, I think that would really make sense. Just like for Baba in Yola, if we can go to Yola, at least we around him and talking with the entire people, at least this whole process is going to be speed up and see how all these things can just get to. And for some of those people that have paid, and please, for humanitarians that have paid their money in bulk for their people, please, like Mrs. This woman from Yola, she's a humanitarian that paid in bulk. I've tried to see how we can
yes.
work on that. So, but I pray I'm going to see her anyway. I'm going to talk with her tomorrow to see how we can migrate those people which are already iron. Then I have one other person too that paid in bulk. I'm trying to find out the people that he's paying for. But at least for now, at least we are doing well. Let's just see how it's going to happen. Maybe after the Christmas, from next week, I believe that a lot of people are going to come. We will begin to migrate. By the time we begin to uh, talk with them. Thank you so much, sir.
All right. Thank you so much for that brief update. We are going to go round. I want all the humanitarians. We will begin from Abuja. and then perhaps we will touch Kaduna State because when we go into Yola, we are not coming back anytime soon. Yes, and so Yola, we have more humanitarians in Yola, and so we are giving them. We are perhaps we will be there until we get the 55,000. Then we can start the trading from Yola before we return. And so the humanitarians in Abuja and that of Kaduna State, if you can hear me, I want us to all schedule a period after this holiday season, a meeting that all those who were in the joint humanitarian and those independent humanitarians, we want to be able to interface with them individually, just like how we engaged all of them during the ICO. We are going to engage them also this time around because this is even the most important, crucial moment right now. Because once we are able to hit that target, we will certainly begin to rejoice. And so I am going to do that. So the ambassador make a schedule for the humanitarians in Kaduna and also in Abuja State, in the FCT, so that we can have one-on-one meetings with them. Those who need some explanation, we will give them more clarity as regards to the migration so that we can make things fast track the entire process. While the ambassador, the director, and other leaders are also doing their best in other countries, if Nigeria can put more momentum, that exchange will come open in 7 days. I keep saying this confidently because I know what I am saying. We are always in the lead, even in numbers. We actually came in the almost at the middle of the ICO, but we have a lot of numbers from Nigeria. And so we are going to come up with strategies to interface and have a one-on-one meeting with the humanitarians so that we can migrate their people and ensure that this exchange comes open, let the trading begins. And so, like I stated, we are not going to stay for too long. A question came from Vincent Bulus. I think I have responded to you on the comment section, but as soon as your coins are migrated from the ICO into the exchange, you will receive a message. Henceforth, as long as you are using a valid email, anything that happens in the exchange, you will receive a notification to that effect. And so, as soon as your data has been moved, you will receive a message from the Incredible Exchange that your coins have been successfully transferred from the ICO website into the exchange. And when you log into your account, you will see the coins right there in your exchange wallet. And so that is it. I want to specially appreciate all of us who made it to this meeting tonight. I first of all want to appreciate Mr. God's Power. I can see he is in Kaduna State from Yobe, inviting people uh, for migration and also trying to interface with some of our members from Nigeria. That is a very good job. Thank you so much, Mr. God's Power, for that wonderful effort. And I also want to specially appreciate the ambassador for a tireless job well done in Nigeria. And so I always say this in this forum is not because maybe I want to be biased, but when everything begins to flow, we will have more millionaires from Nigeria. Yes, we will have millionaires from Liberia, but Nigeria will have more because we have a lot of enthusiasm and also people who are pushing the entire process from Nigeria. And so I also want to appreciate my mommy here, Mother Alice Jaffet, who is always in the forum, always in the meeting. Uh, I will beg your indulgence, sir, Daddy Japhet Tomwaso. Let us get the entire chiefs informed, and I will create time to be in Yola in Nigeria after the holiday season so that we can interface with the entire humanitarians in Adamawa State in order to fast track the process. I also want to appreciate you for taking the lead to implement the initiative of the 50-50 humanitarian migration sponsorship. That is a nice strategy. That is why I'm seeing more numbers coming from Adamawa State by the ambassador. No wonder that strategy is truly working, is truly doing wonders. And so, if we can have 2 or 3 humanitarians doing that, I can assure us that in no time we will meet up with the numbers. And so, thank you very much, sir. And I also have Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, where are you joining us from? Mr. Chair, you can unmute your mic. Bonnywood Chair, where are you joining us from? Are you joining us from Liberia or from Sierra Leone or from Gabon? Where are you joining us from? All right. It looks like the person is not hearing me, or maybe it's a French speaking person. Okay, we have Mr. Ekobu Fred. You are welcome. Thank you so much, Mr. Fred, for joining us tonight. We have Mr. Ima Osagi. You are welcome too. Thank you so much. I have my able ambassador, Mr. Emmanuel Zaki, and I also have Mr. Enaturo Ufioma from Nigeria. I also have Mr. God's Power. I have Hosea Audu, and I also have Mr. Koli, Mr. Marvin, Mohammed Ibrahim, and I also have Mr. Nehemiah. Yes, Mr. Chair, you are raising up your hand. Come in very quickly. Can you unmute your mic?
Yes, I'm joining you from Liberia. Good evening to everybody on the platform. I'm joining you from Liberia. I'm joining from Sino County.
Congratulations. At least for the first time you are joining us today, I can see your face. I am happy to see you in the forum. You are welcome. Welcome once again from Sano County. And I'm not seeing Riverses, who is a neighboring county with you, or I'm also not seeing Grand Crew. We have a few people from Maryland. Uh, okay, you will have an update coming up very soon by the Director for Administration. I saw your request on the Incredible Wealth Coin Forum. And so we would like to have the migration meeting perhaps in Riverses, sales stores, just like you requested. We will update you on that so that some of your leaders from Sino will join in Riverses in order for us to be able to take you through the migration process. I think the Buchanan Grand Bassa County people have already begun, but after the season, I know there will be more momentum. And so I am happy to see you once again. My regards to Mommy, and thank you so much for coming on board. Thank you very much. Okay, that is Mr. Samson Chief. He is the county coordinator from Sino County. In Liberia, they don't have states, but they have counties in Liberia. And so, for those of you who are joining us from different countries, like we have in Sierra Leone, they have provinces, they don't have counties as well. And so, just likewise apply to Ivory Coast and other parts of Africa. And so, thank you so much, sir. I'm very glad to see you in the forum this evening. And once again, you are welcome. My regards to Mommy. Thank you so much, sir. And then next, I have Mr. Mohammed Ibrahim from Nigeria. I have Mr. Odin Erinma. I have Patrick from Mr. Patrick from Maryland. You can unmute your mic very quickly if you can hear me. I'm not seeing your coordinator coming in. Mr. Patrick, are you there? Can you unmute your mic? Okay, it looks like Mr. Patrick is having some connectivity issues. All right. Yes, you are
So, how
on,
you
Mr.
doing?
Patrick.
Yes, I'm very much glad tonight to be with you because of the night where we've been trying so hard to get to the meeting, but no way. So I'm
Okay.
happy today to be back.
Okay.
Only issue somebody raised it myself, I wanted to suggest it. On our
Yeah.
side, most often what is happening up there, we innocent of it. Some people don't have smartphone to get to the meeting.
Yes.
So we only appeal to you if you can send a delegate down to us to educate our people here. Most often during the RCO period, we used to go around educate people, but for now, we are innocent of it. So we want you to help us in that process. That brought a delay also.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. We are going to work on that, and in like we are beginning from Bon County. I'm not seeing anybody from Bon County or even Nimba County from Liberia. I'm not seeing more of them participating in these meetings. That is why they are behind us. But the director for administration will send a communications to all of you, the leaders, so that we can begin to fast track this migration process. Yes, we have Mr. Raymond Ezekiel. I have my able director, Dr. Richard B. Telewayan Jr. We also have Sophie Lane. We have Udoka Favor, Vashti Bulus. We also have Victoria. Oh, Mr. Victor Ashafar. Oh, you are welcome, sir. I'm seeing you today for, I think, the first or the second time. You are welcome. We also have Mr. Vincent Bulus. I think so far that is the much we can take for tonight. I would have loved to identify each and every one of us and also give us an opportunity to speak, but because of time, we will not be able to do that. We will continue to bring us updates concerning the latest happenings. Like I emphasized and told us all, the exchange will come open as soon as we begin to spread of this particular initiative. Once people understand the migration process, we can get beyond 55,000 in less than a week, because when you put all the numbers we have in the entire we have over 15 to 25,000 users in one county from Liberia, which is Bong. And then we have members from Maryland, Grangide, and so many other counties. Once we that message has gone out, we will be able to get that number in no time. So we are not talking about Nigeria or people from Abidjan. We have a lot of users from Cocody and so many other different provinces in Abidjan. Likewise, in Kumasi, I've not seen them join this forum, even though they have their respective chat rooms. There are countries that they have their respective chat rooms. The leaders pass information to them, just like we have IWC Nigeria, but some of them they don't understand English very well, so they don't join us here, especially the French speaking country members. They don't join us here at all because even when they come, they will not understand what we are saying. And so I want to thank each and every one of us. I can assure you that this exchange will come open the soonest. And so this is the much we can take tonight. I want to appreciate all of you and the entire house for coming on board tonight. And so the recording will be shared. Thank you so much, and I would like to bring this meeting to a close. The recording has entered about an hour, 34 minutes, and some seconds. And so by tomorrow morning, you will get the recording of the entire meeting on our YouTube channel. So subscribe to our YouTube channel so that once any video is posted, you will be able to get a notification in order to watch the YouTube channel. Thank you so much. This is the much we can take for tonight. I wish us a very happy Christmas and a prosperous new year in advance. Thank you so much and good night, everyone.
Thank you.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you so
Good
much.
night.
Thank you.
Good night. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you
Good
very
night
much.
to you, sir, and good night to every member here.
Thank you so much.
God
Thank
bless
you
us. Merry
so
Christmas.
much.
Christmas.
Thank you very much.
Merry Christmas.
All right. You can go out of the chat room now. I'm still seeing a lot of people in the chat room, so I will begin to exit some people so I can end my recording. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You can begin to exit right now. The meeting is over. Thank you very much. Until we meet again next week.